Joining me now, host of Tucker Carlson Tonight and author of the new book, The Long Slide, Tucker Carlson. And we'll get to the book in a second. But Tucker, I think it's clear we're watching the slow collapse of the Biden presidency. He cannot function as a commander-in-chief. But we're also witnessing, I believe, the collapse of the smart set. And after 20 years, very well-groomed politicians and diplomats, what have they given us besides humiliation, a hostage crisis, and a bill for about $1 trillion?
They're not good at their jobs. I mean, ultimately, that is the crime. It's not just that their ideas are bad, which they are. It's not just that they're self-righteous buffoons. Obviously, that's true, too. It's they're not competent. And the sad and scary thing to think about is these really are the best we produce. I mean, these are the products of a very specific system in place since the Second World War to find the smartest people in America and bring them up through these various institutions and put them in charge of everything. It's what we used to call the meritocracy. And they have all the merit badges, and they went to Princeton, and they were McKinsey consultants. So the National Security Advisor was a Rhodes Scholar. You know, if they were writers, they would get the Pulitzer Prize with the New York Times bestseller list. Like, they've done everything that the system asked. They've collected all these merit badges. And they're horrible. Like, they have no idea what they're doing, and the results prove it. So it tells you that our system itself, like internally, domestically, the system that we use to train leaders needs a revamp, like immediately.
Yeah, it might just be a lack of street smarts, because the guy they installed fled in a helicopter with cash to another country, and then the army they trained just took a few bribes and surrendered. And now we're in a situation where, you know, obviously we care more about bringing Americans back than we care about Afghan partners that helped us. But clearly Joe Biden can't vet these people. And
well, but can I say one thing?
Sure.
The president of Afghanistan who ran away was a Johns Hopkins professor.
Yeah.
His daughter is a visual artist in Brooklyn. His son was an advisor to the Pete Buttigieg campaign. I mean, he was installed to run Afghanistan because he's exactly like the people running our country. He's from that same world. If they just pick some random warlord with an AK and some knowledge of Afghanistan, it probably wouldn't have fallen, right? Do you see? I mean,
a warlord would have been a better slot than the guy we trained.
Way better. Way better than the Johns Hopkins professor whose son advised Pete Buttigieg. Like, it's an inside deal where they reward each other, but they're all terrible.
Right. And he did what he was trained to do. He ran away with the money. So, so now, Omar, if you ever raise questions about vetting these Afghans that are now going to pour into this country, who knows who they are, if you raise any questions about them, that means you're insecure. Listen to the squad leadership on that. Run it.
And then you've got these crazy people on the right doing, what they always do with their fear-mongering and their hateful rhetoric. And I know what some of these people are worried about is that they're worried that refugees like myself, when they come to this country, will outshine them.
Yes, Omar is outshining everybody, Tucker. And that's what we're upset about.
Well, most American citizens haven't married a sibling to game the immigration system. She has. But what's so interesting in that, I mean, it's ridiculous. Obviously, she's a total mediocrity. But notice the contempt that she has for American-born Americans, for the people who are actually from here, who actually built the country that rescued her from a refugee camp in Kenya. She hates them. She has total contempt for them. We're better than you. I'm sorry, honey, you just got here. And you got here because we brought you here because we're nice. You left a country full of people who aren't nice. That's why you left. And you don't like us for that. You're not grateful for that. You hate us for it. And you're gleefully telling us you're going to replace us because we suck? Really? Is that what you're saying? Where did you get these attitudes? You learn them in U.S. colleges, which trains you, like Pete Buttigieg and the president of Afghanistan's son, to hate the country you lead. Like, that's the problem. Our system creates people who hate us. Let's change the system.
Yeah, and they reward those people when they're in power. Now,